You can hear the volume. There. Guess what? Can you still hear it decent right here? Yes or no?
Yes, I can.
Because I don't have to sit on the stool. I can sit in my chair. Be much more comfortable. Oh. We gotta wipe off the Barrett. It's dusty as hell. Obviously not gonna do it now. Hey, how come you never put that ammo can back? The ammo can that you left sit over out. Why didn't you put that back? Let's go put that shit away. I don't know what W means. How you doing? Yeah, I won't disagree. But I don't have any shadows out here today. I don't know if have I ever shown you my shadow? Maybe next time we'll get that out. You can't go in front of it now, can you? I did bust out the Barrett though. I'm sure you noticed that. Kind of hard to miss. I didn't realize how dusty and dirty it was. Yeah, this ain't very many guns. That's a CZ Checkmate. I can't pick any of them up on a live. Did you see anything you liked at the gun show though? It's been a little bit since I've been to one, but they were all overpriced and they didn't have a lot of selection. It depends on what kind of handgun you want. A 7.62 by 25. I'm not sure what you're asking. Got two different people. The pistols are mostly 9mm. There's 145 ACP on the bottom. You can't miss the 1911. Yeah, it's hard to. Gun shows are always a little overpriced, but sometimes to be able to find something in person or um, well, the CZs, there's 3 of them up here. 2 are 9mm and 1 is 9mm major. Sayed, how are you doing? But yeah, to go to a gun show and be able to maybe put hands on things that you usually wouldn't see, is all right. Well, I mean, everybody has their opinion. No, the gold one is just a Gerson. I get it out because it's flashy. For an 87 target. I've never seen one of them in person either. Yeah, I think most of America likes Trump. You need to get back to your homework though, Gage. This isn't going to be an all-day thing for you hiding up there supposedly doing your homework. If I have to come up there and choke your little ass out, I'm more than willing to do that. Go get your homework done.
Mama's going to pick me up.
For what?
She's going to take me up to that place now, and I can work on my stuff on my phone. And I have the book with me. Flip through the pages because it's going to take me a while to find them 4 paragraphs.
What place is up then?
The one that Amy went to yesterday. Where she got all that Dr. Pepper.
Whatever. I don't think you need to go, do you? I think you should be staying here and working on your homework. I appreciate it. See, Orange Smoke, I'm not the best dad. I'm busting my son's balls. He's got a bunch of homework to do. He's choosing to do everything but his homework. How much do they want for the Smith? Yeah. You gotta stay on him, man. It wouldn't be so bad, but I asked him to do a couple things this morning. He kept telling me he can't because he's got homework to do. And now, all right, go do your homework. And now it's, oh, no, go do your damn homework. That's probably not horrible, is it? I don't know what they go for. But still, when they were really decent guns, they're okay now, but they're not like they were in the 80s and the 90s for sure. Well, I can't really read a book for him, can I? It's his English paper or his English homework that he's got to do. So I can't really help the kid out when he's got to read. The best I can do for him is tell him to get his shit done, get going on it. Yeah, as long as they were taken care of. Just got to keep an eye on that cylinder gap. Yeah, reading this part, I can't help him with that. And if it were something like math, he's better at math than I am. Yeah, we figured we'd bust out. we figure out we'd bust out the big boy. That's a flex. I think maybe next week I'll do a late live where all these other gun tubers that are doing lives are on there, and we'll bust that out. D-Dog, I thought you were shooting today. How'd that go if you did it? Yeah. Yeah, the Barrett's 50 cal. That's all right. I did finally find your channel, subscribe to you on it. Yeah, like I would have found it sooner if you'd left a comment in the shorts like I asked. But I found you now. I was on it, left you some comments. Yeah, I don't blame you. I wouldn't want to go shoot now. Does what hurt when you shoot it? The 50? It's got a rubber butt pad on it. I need to actually wipe it off. I didn't realize how dirty it was. It's not as bad as you would think it is. It's shootable. What it is though is real concussive. Yeah. So the barrel on a Barrett reciprocates, and then you have the bolt carrier that also reciprocates. So it does eat up a lot of recoil. You kind of got to let the gun do what the gun's going to do. If you fight it, it hurts. If you let it do what guns do, then it's not bad. Yeah, that's a Gerson MC Deluxe. So you guys are going to hear me repeatedly say this today, but let's make sure we double tap the screens. Give me some likes. Consider subscribing if you haven't. Consider subscribing to Orange Smoke or D-Dog Tactical, or not a sponsor to you. Ammo Alchemist, how you doing? I just sent you a message. I don't know if you wanted to do a joint live. But Orange Smoke, man, I'm telling you, bust out something and just get a short with it. A lot of the sound trends or sound clips that are popular, use some of them. Get feeding that algorithm. So ammo, I figured we'd go for a full flex today. We'd pull out the Barrett. I think maybe next week, like Friday night or Saturday night, we'll do a late live. I usually try to do them earlier, so I'm not competing with any of you other guys that do the lives. The steel penetrators, no, but I've shot the armor piercing incendiaries, armor piercing incendiary tracers, straight up tracers, and the Rufus. That's all you need. That'll get you started. The retro style guns are, a lot of people like them. I've got a few. Yep, there you go, double tap. That was Zombieland, right? It wasn't the movie. What was it? I don't think it was Zombieland. But it had Bill Murray in there. Man, I can't remember the name of the kid. They penetrate. Like I said, we've played with the APIs and the APITs, but yeah, we got the 50 out today. I figure we maybe stop some people from scrolling. as that was a good movie, man. All looking for a Twinkie. Hey Gage.
Yeah.
Come here. Phone.
It's muted.
I'm gonna leave it muted. This one. So the pistols, I think by now you've seen these. The bottom one's a Colt 1911. Then we have the Barrett M82 FS. We have the Tactical Sport Orange 2. We have the Tactical Sport Orange, Glock 17 Gen 3, CZ Checkmate, and Gerson MC Deluxe. So Orange Smoke, get them posted. There's, share your hobby. A lot of us, that's the only reason we do it. I'm sitting here on a Sunday afternoon in the middle of winter. There ain't shit to do. I mean, I could sit here and be bored, watch a few movies, or I can sit here and talk with all you guys. How much are the 50 cals? The firearm itself or the ammunition? And depend on which one. So the rifle set up as it is, after I paid, because I bought it through an auction on Gunbroker. The auction, the insurance, the heavy weight, having it shipped, and everything, it was just a couple dollars less than 12 grand. How you doing, Sam? Yeah, suppressors, they're a hassle. It's gonna get easier. I'm pretty sure it's gonna get easier. It's just a matter of time. I think we'd all have more if we could do just like a standard firearm purchase. Go in, pay your $200 tax stamp, which I'm still fine paying it, and have them call it in and leave. The whole process of fingerprints and everything else, and I don't know, it's a hassle. So Ammo, what's up for today? You just chilling? My son likes the stealth arm platypus. I've yet to put hands on one in person. Some people really like them, some people not so much. I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think with an expectation that it's not a high-end Infinity, it's a double stacked 9mm 1911 that takes Glock mags. I think it'd probably be a good gun, but I don't know. I have no experience with it. We've went on their site a few times and we priced them out. And you know, did the custom options and stuff. I think for the same money, they have the Alpha Foxtrot Tactical, is it? Alpha Foxtrot? No, it's just Alpha Foxtrot. The Romulus, I really like the Romulus. I'm going to get one of them at some point. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure like all of us, you probably have 100 Glock magazines. Yes, I have a Deagle. So all them guns, all them cheaper 50 cals. Let me explain why I have a Barrett. I have a Barrett because I'm left-handed, and all them single shots, they're not left-handed friendly. So the cheapest 50 cal I could get that's left-hand friendly is a Barrett, and that's why I bought that. Now they have like the Bushmasters are back out. I had a few of them that I could have gotten way back when, but Bushmaster was still out of operation. I was concerned about buying the rifle and needing parts. So Serbu, the RN50. So Serbu is funny, man. I contacted them when I was looking for the 50 because I wanted one of his Serbu 50s, the semi-auto. And he told me it was a 2-year wait to get on a list for a 2-year wait. And that now, I mean, this list has been out there for 5 years. It says not running for anything. I just wanted a sign. Yeah, he does some really cool stuff. He does things that nobody else cares to do just because it's what he wants or likes. No worries. But the RN50, I did look at him. I did consider it, but that was the same time Kentucky Ballistics grenaded his. Well, the only buddy that's going to be making that AK-50 is Brandon O'Hara. And being that there's nothing in market yet, then it's not really an option. I would consider getting one, provided what they cost. I'm not paying 10, 12 grand for one or more. If it were around that $6,000 mark, I'd get one for that. When I bought my Barrett, I had that auction, so it was 12 grand all in. It was $11,998. So we'll round up $2 and call it 12 grand. And this is a M82, and it's the deployment package. This is what they're still selling all over the world. The U.S. made some changes to a few internal parts, and they went to titanium, and then they changed the front compensator to a different style that's suppressor ready. I looked at the M107s, and in my area, the cheapest one, and it was hard to find. It was only one place in the state. But his was, how much was that? 13 or 14,000 gauge?
What was?
That from that M107 in Fond du Lac.
I think they're telling us is 15.
That's 15,000. So I thought about getting that one.
We looked at it as it cost us total 60 once we got a for it.
And then once I figured I had to buy the optic and whatever else, we would have been into it 16, 17 grand. So I bought the M82. It cost me 12 grand. And that's also what was left there is when I bought my first Checkmate, which was 3 grand. So 12, 13, 14, 15, it was the exact same money. And I got my M82 all set up with the optic and everything. So that's why part of why I went with M82 over the M107. Yeah, I saw that too. Something with that whole thing doesn't, I don't know, maybe the dude's legitimately just, it's time to retire, but there's got to be more to the story. There's just got to be. I mean, especially where he has all these employees that work for him. I can't see him one day being like, nah, you guys have been working for me, you've been filming, you've been helping me do content, and I'm just cutting you loose. Something about that doesn't seem right, in my opinion. I wish I had bought this gun when I still had my shop, because you could buy an M82 for right about $5,000. And I looked at them a bunch of times then, and I just kept passing on it. When you get older and you're like, man, I still want a 50 cal. What I really want to do with it is I want to take it out and shoot King of the Mile. I mean, it's not a target gun, but at like 600 yards, we're shooting a 4-inch group at it, which, considering it's a 2 MOA gun, we're able to keep it at 4 inches at a 600 yards. I'm all right with that. That's pretty decent. We haven't shot a 600-yard match with it yet. We will at some point this summer. We worked towards that goal last year, doing a lot of ammo testing and figuring our zeros and everything. So this year we'll hit a 600-yard match with it. That'll be kind of fun. No, it's not that bad. Makes big holes though. Do you have that digital computer that goes with the Shytech too? That gives you your auto adjust or whatever they call it. I don't recall what it's called, but I know I looked at the MRAD for this rifle. I think that's what it was called. It's designed for the Leupold optic. I bid on a few of them now, and I just keep losing the auction. I'm not sure what brand you're asking the bigger one is, the rifle or the handguns. There's only 2 places in my state that have a range that we can shoot out that far. And one of them is Vortex Edge Training Center. And when we went down there, we weren't able to shoot. They had some issues going on. There you go. Yeah, the rifle is a Barrett M82. It's a 50 cal. I'm sure if you play video games, that's the 50 caliber rifle you find in your video games. No, none of the grips or anything's 3D printed. This is all factory stuff. The race gun, second from the top. Them are lock grips, LOK, lock, and the lock Magwell. The rest are all what's come on the guns. The Beretta grips are bone stock. The grips on the 1911. I bought them, but it's a standard 1911 grip. The CZ Tactical Sport Orange, the CZ Tactical Sport Orange 2, that's what comes on them. I have no idea. So, in the United States, the largest gun, you're gonna buy is 50 cal. Now there's people that are getting the 4 bores or whatever, but I'm not sure. Checkmates are a whole lot of fun. It's a nice gun. No, it's actually titanium nitride. So titanium nitride is like the same coating they use on drill bits or end mills or anything like that. It's got a gold look to it, but it's very, very hard, very, very scratch resistant, and it's very, what's the word, lubricant? Apologize if I'm not saying it right, but it's slick. It's naturally slick, so very little lube, and it runs really well. Yeah, that's the price range. My first one was 2,800. Hey Jay Lee, how are you doing? And the second one I bought last year was, I think, 2,900. So, but they're usually between 28 and 3 grand. If you get the Parrot like D-Dog Tactical has, they're a little closer to 3. I appreciate it. Stifler, how are you doing? So we're gonna start a thing going on where you're gonna be building that open high point. D-Dog and I have been talking about that a little bit. The tin coatings are cool. The PVD coatings are real cool too. Yeah, they're lame. But fortunately, all these guns have been shot on the channel. I don't know if I have any footage of the Beretta or the Gersan. I think I have some footage somewhere on there with 1911. But we've shot them on the channel. No, that's the TSO. That's the gun my son shoots. Told you I had an optic for it. Yeah, anything with him ports is gonna chew it up. Yeah, you told me that the other day on, I think, Friday. Have you gotten it out now and tried it? For me, I'm left-handed shooter. I'd take a 1911 over a Beretta. The Berettas have that transfer bar on the right-hand side. You can see on the black Beretta there, above the trigger guard, that piece. Well, that comes out and it moves. When you pull the trigger, it moves. And for me being left-handed shooter, my right hand thumbs, or my right hand and my left hand thumb are both on the right side of that frame. And it breaks my grip, or I got to grip the gun goofy. So for a left-handed shooter, the Beretta's not the ticket. But I have it. I've had it for a long time. So depending on what 50 cal round you're shooting, they start about $5 and they'll go well past $100 a piece, single round. I own one 380 because I inherited it from my mom when she passed away. A 380, they're more expensive than 9mm to purchase, and it's a lesser cartridge. I can understand why people would go to it, but for me, it doesn't make sense. The only gun I would consider buying, which is on my want list, that takes 380 would be that Walther PPK. At some point, I'm going to get that, and that's a 380 calibered firearm. All right, man. I'll catch you when you come back. The Glock is just a Gen 3 Glock 17. I've had that gun for a very long time. Oh, I bet it hurts. Do you cast bullets too? I do a bunch of casting. William, how are you doing? I don't shoot Berettas really. I have the Beretta and the Grisan. I mean, obviously they have optics ready models now, and an optic ready gun, people do seem to shoot extremely well. For a carry gun, I would advise against optics, but I have shot a 10mm. I bought my oldest one 2 years ago now for his birthday. So probably about 10 years ago, an indoor range close to us was re-renovating their actual range. So they were ripping out all the backstops and replacing it. And part of that was they were cleaning the range out. And we went up there and I actually cleaned it out with me and a handful of other people. And we now ended up with about 4 ton of lead. And it took me about 9 months to cast that down because it was range stuff. There was copper jackets in it. There was all kinds of crap, wood, blah 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 blah. But we cast it down, smelted it down, cast 1 bar ingots, and out of the 4 ton or so, I ended up with about 3 ton of lead. I should do more casting. For me, I'm okay with it, but with my kids shooting, I've kind of held off on shooting any cast lead bullets with them. I am set up to powder coat cast lead, and that's what I should be doing that today, but I'm not. I do not have a 9mm 1911. Stifler, I'm glad you're back. I have 3 1911s, 2 are in 45 ACP, and 1 is in 22 long rifle. D-Dog's got if he's still here, he's got a 10mm 1911. You can ask him how he likes that. I gotta try to figure somebody that can do some drawing or do some AI generation, and we'll get a design for that stiff point open race gun. Once I can figure that out, we'll start doing some propaganda. So try to get some people out there blowing up your website and asking you about it. Nothing else while they're there on your website. I mean, we gladly tell them it's a concept, right? But I think it'd be funny as hell. I'm not sure who you, D Miller. My kids all shoot competition, so they are very vast on firearm safety. My daughter's actually shooting. My 11-year-old is up in at the range right now, and she's shooting junior marksmanship. So she's shooting a match right now as we speak. Yeah, we got to tell them that. It'll happen. Like I said, if we come up with a concept, a drawing, I mean, I would push it. I would push it just to help drive interest to your manufacturing. Think about it. Anybody out there that would heard about the stiff point especially in like the competition world, you're gonna have somebody's interest. Like, what the hell are they talking about? You know, when you get them pushed to the site, they're going to check out your site and hopefully purchase items. And or two, when you finally come out with some merchandise, get a design on a shirt, put your name on it, make it look like a match shirt. I'll buy one and wear it to competitions. I'm sure D-Dog would. I'm sure some of these other people would too. High Point themselves, they actually host a competition. I don't recall where it is, but they host a competition every year. It's a USPSA style competition. So the Eat Stiffy. Ah, that's even better name. Even better name. Sam, if he's still here, he'd go for that. Eat Stiffy Point. Yeah. Make sure that you stick with it. When you actually get some stuff, let us know. I mean, I'm checking your website, but I'm not going to lie to you and say I'm checking it 24/7. But I'll get some shirts from you when you're ready. I don't even remember where High Point's located. Isn't it like Arizona? I think it's Arizona. Hey, Gage,
Yeah.
look up and see where High Point Manufacturing is located. For some reason, I know it's that southwest. Maybe it's even California. I don't think it's California, though.
North Carolina.
Is it North Carolina? It's not where it used to be.
That's what it's saying.
Is it?
Yeah.
Huh. You're in Virginia. Kid just pulled it up. He said it's in North Carolina. It's North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Was it say what town?
Greenville, New Bern, Washington, North Carolina. Long name.
I don't know if y'all heard that. Say it again.
It's Greenville, New Bern, Washington, North Carolina.
Must be like a metro area.
Yeah.
Years ago, when I had my shop, I sent one High Point back, and I sold a lot of them, but I sent it back because the guy took it all apart, which was fine, and he asked me to put it back together to him, but he was missing a couple pieces. When I called High Point to get the parts from him, they told me just to send it back, and being they sent me a call tag, so it didn't cost me anything to have it shipped. I shipped it there, and I had it back the same week. I think I shipped it on a Monday. They must have got it like Tuesday or Wednesday, and it was back at my door by Friday, which to me was kind of crazy fast. I always shipped through UPS. It was weird because UPS tells you can't ship a firearm, which is how every firearm we ever got in the store was shipped to us. Every one of them was through UPS. But what they told me when I shipped a few things out is I'm like, no, it's, you know, you mark what's on the tag, and I put firearm. They're like, firearm parts, right? Well, technically, yeah, I guess everything's a firearm part, but Yeah, they were. That was the only weird thing with UPS, but they always, I don't know. UPS usually handles guns fairly quickly. They don't leave them sit in their mail system. They're usually 1 day or 2 day max. Yeah. It wasn't even worth me running around trying to find parts because, like I said, I contacted them. They sent it out and it was back quick. So it wouldn't have even been worth me. Plus, I'd have had to go pay for the parts versus it cost me nothing. It cost me nothing. It cost the customer nothing. I just sent it. Yeah. I get it when, like with UPS, if you put firearms on there, it's probably more likely to be stolen through the process than not. You sell a lot of stuff on eBay. That's pretty good place for you. There's definitely a purpose and a place for high points. I mean, I wouldn't bet my life on it, but it would be better than nothing, right? One of my magazines I bought from my Barrett, I bought actually two of them. Two of them I bought off eBay uh, from Barrett themselves. They're $180 a piece. I bought them both in auctions. One was through a surplus store, and one was just through looked like just a regular person selling stuff. They had all kinds of crap they were selling, but I bought them both. They were both $100 a piece. Nothing wrong with them at all. That's a whole lot better than $180 a piece. They're really anti-gun. They used to be a lot better. I mean, man, it used to be like the place to get parts kits. Anything for like an AR, you could buy a whole lower receiver parts kits for like $20. I bought a bunch of them. I bought bolt carriers from when they could still sell them. Now anything like that uh, assault weapon type firearm they won't sell. But I know people used to build 2011s and stuff off of there. The Kunins are pretty cool. Have you shot it? Huh. I didn't know they took that much. I've never sold anything on eBay. I buy stuff on there. I buy shirts and pants, underwear and socks, um, oddball stuff. A lot of times, like, I'm not a big Amazon person. I don't care for it, but I'll buy stuff off eBay. I mean, even like uh, I bought one of the monster bottles of Hops #9. I buy that from eBay. I buy my gun grease from there, my shooter's choice. Um, I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't, but like you said, it's trusted. The PayPal's trusted. So there's something to be said for that. I bought a bunch of parts, motorcycle parts off eBay. My understanding, them Kunins are supposed to be pretty decent. I imagine just like anything, as long as you shoot quality ammunition, the gun's gonna run. That'd be pretty cool having a 357 Magnum 1911. Can you guys still hear me okay? I took a chair in my seat versus on a stool. That's gay. Picked up a bunch of Slip 2000 cleaning oil. Yeah, I bought, what was it? One time I bought a bunch of Otis kits. I bought one for the 5.7. I bought one for 37/40 millimeter. Bunch of different stuff, and they were all cheaper than I could find it anyplace else. All brand new in the package. Who knows? Maybe they were stolen. I don't know. Yep. The rifle is a Barrett M82 50 BMG. Yeah, I don't know, for whatever reason I don't dig Amazon. I've always got my items, but I don't know, just something about the whole Amazon I don't like. I suppose eBay, is probably, I don't know if they're worse or better, but I prefer, if I'm buying from something, I'll buy off of eBay before Amazon. I do like sometimes just the scrolling around on eBay. Like I said, I bought 2 Barrett magazines off of there that were, they were cheap and they look brand new. I'll buy like all my bore solvents off eBay, my patches and my jigs and rods and any of that stuff. I always go right to the stores to get it. But for solvents, lubes, and greases, it seems like eBay's got some of the more competitive prices out there. Some of the oddball stuff too that's harder to find places, you can usually find somebody on eBay selling it, like the fiber optic front sight for my Shadow 2 broke. I found a guy on eBay that sells bulk packs of them. You can get them in whatever length you want, whatever color you want. Red, green, blue, pink, orange. I think I said green. And you can buy, just a little bitty section all the way up to feet of this fiber optic. So then it was cheap. I bought some, I don't know, 4-inch sections, and I want to say it was like a couple dollars for it shipped. So it wasn't nothing. So for me, Orange Smoke, I'm in the central right-hand part of the state. There's a big lake. I'm not going to say what it is, but there's a big lake in the state I live in. That's not a Great Lake, and I'm right alongside of it. I'm a block from it. There you go. There's a lot of sign makers out there that could make you that. I thought the sign was funny. I put it up. It's been up now in the last couple lives, and I will probably continue to put it in my lives for no other reason than I don't have to make apologies for anybody that gets their feelings hurt. I clearly established what is going on, so nobody can later say, hey, you hurt my feelings or you're an asshole, because I said it from the start. I disclosed that in the beginning. D-Dog, so you saw that green screen. You should jump on that green screen with us. If you don't want to, I get it. That's why I hadn't said anything. But I think it's funny as hell. It seems like a lot of people are jumping on it. If you do jump on it, let me know, because then when you do it, I'll go back to your channel and I'll re-green screen it, so I have it on my channel again with your face, or with whatever you decide to put in it. Yeah, it's actually looks a lot better than it should. I competed with that gun for years. That was actually one of the first guns I was learning gunsmithing on. When I built that, I was also in school, technical college, for a machine tool. So that was part of one of my final projects, was going in and doing all the millwork on the slide, doing the Bomar style cut, the front dovetail cut for the front side. I did the cock serrations. I remilled the frame to be able to put in that upswept grip safety. Yeah, let me know, man. It's not hard to do it. You go into your phone, you go into your channel, you click the little plus icon on the bottom, and it gives you the options: video, short, or live. Click the short, your camera will, or your pictures will show up in your camera. You may have to accept them having access to it, but you click on that, it uploads your video. You can pick a sound clip at the very top. It says add a sound, and you just start playing with it. Sometimes videos go someplace, sometimes they don't. Sometimes videos that should go someplace that you're really proud of, they go no place. And then other times the stupidest crap, I mean, it just gets fed. I don't understand it. I haven't figured out the algorithms. I wish I did. There's better times of day than others to post, but definitely post something. Nothing else, at least the people we're talking to here are going to get to check out your stuff, right? So if you touch a gun in a live, within about 5 to 10 seconds, your live will end, and you will get a notification from YouTube informing you that you got a strike for a community guidelines violation. Yeah, it takes, I mean, it's almost instant. That's why, I mean, like I keep saying these, I lock my dogs in the other room because I got a strike for that. And I didn't even touch anything. My dog walked by, right? So a dog walks by, I didn't have the sign there, obviously. They walked by, went and looked out the front door, came back, and boom, got a strike. And I tried arguing it. Hey, I never touched a firearm. I peeled it, and that was no go. They said, we reviewed it, and we have determined that you did in fact. Well, whatever. You can't, I mean, they give you no other option to have a discussion then. It's not like you have a phone number you can call or an email to send an email to. It's all through their shit. I know Ammo Alchemist has contacted them, but I haven't been able to. You know, funny thing is too is they'll nail you on stuff that doesn't even make sense. Like, you'll have two videos up that are the exact same video. One will get a strike and one won't. Or both of them. I have this in this channel where both videos got a strike. I appealed it, said the exact same thing in the appeal. It was the exact same video. They reversed one and stuck me on the other. Well, if you watched one video and said we're fine with it, it does in fact not break the rules. then how come the other one didn't? You know, it's the exact same video. Sometimes when you upload stuff, it doesn't seem like it processes, and this is why videos were double uploaded. Is then I upload a second one, and then all of a sudden, boom, you got a strike on a both. Well, it doesn't make sense. I have an account on Rumble, and I quit using it because after about 6 or 7 months, it went nowhere. Put up crappy videos too. If people don't like it, they won't watch it. You know, somebody may not like it, and other people might. What I can say is, clearly you've gotten to know some of the people here in the lives. You know, not only on my channel, but Ammo or whatever else. We'll at least watch it, right? It'll entertain us. Yeah, and maybe I should stay more consistent with it, but I tried it for a length of time, uh, and the stuff went nowhere. The only messages I ever got were from, I don't want to call them spammers, but people saying, hey, we saw your channel, we think you're underviewed, you pay us this much money and we'll get, you know, I'm not paying anybody for my content. All right, Orange Smoke, be good. We'll catch you another time. I do own a Desert Eagle. I should get it out in one of these lives. I just don't. I keep meaning to. I'll get that Mac 11 in the live too. Maybe if we do one on this Friday, I'll throw them up there. Kind of the firearms you have if you're a collector. Everybody seems to want a Mac 11. Everybody seems to want a Desert Eagle. Now, I don't think there's anybody out there that wouldn't want a 50 cal. The Desert Eagle is an interesting firearm. They're actually, what people don't talk about is they're surprisingly accurate. It's a very powerful handgun. It's big, it's large, it's heavy, but they're surprisingly accurate, and they're a handful, you know, in 44 Magnum or 50 Action Express. Mine's older. I've had it for a long time. I wouldn't mind. I'd like one of the gold tiger stripe ones, but I'm not paying that kind of money for one. I just don't see the values worth it. But it's a cool gun to have in a collection. It's a cool gun to take out and play with. The triggers are pretty decent in them. They're a single action trigger that's actually adjustable. If you run the right ammunition, they're reliable. The thing with like the 44 Magnum, that's really the one I shoot the most, is you can't run monster loads in it. It likes lighter loads. Like the Blazer 44 Magnum, it'll eat them all day. Not a single problem with it. But Magtech or, you know, any of the higher brand 44 Magnums, it'll hiccup on it. Clearly I like CZs. I think they're great competition guns. They're, for what you're getting, it's a bargain. Probably one of their best budget firearms or option affordable firearms is a CZ Shadow 2. Most people fall in love with them, and that's all the CZ they want. It's a great gun, not a great gun for like concealed carry, but it's a great gun for range use or competition use. It would be a good gun for home defense if that's all you had. You definitely wouldn't be disadvantaged with it, but they're heavy. The P10s are probably one of the best bargains on the market right now. PO9s are, great guns. The PO7s are great guns. PCR, SPO1s, them are all really great firearms. Oh. So when's the next match, D-Dog? You didn't shoot today. They have another one coming up? No, I don't have an MG42. To buy a real MG42, you're going to pay well over $100,000 for it. There's semi-auto versions available, but they're still 10,000 or more. But a real MG42 is well over $100,000. I won't say it wouldn't be a cool firearm to own, because it would be there. It would definitely be badass. That'd be okay. I wish they would do some Saturday indoor matches now, but everything for us is during the week, and it's all a drive. I mean, it's all at least an hour drive. I'm not going to show up at 6 or 7 o'clock at night. I think they start shooting at 7, and then have to drive home an hour afterwards, and then be up at 4 a.m. That's just not going to work. The worst pistols I own, I have that little Taurus Spectre 380. I inherited that. That would probably be the worst gun I own. I don't have too many handguns that I would consider bad. I mean, they work, they run. Depending on what they are, most of them we use for something. So any real crappy firearms, I don't hang on to. I have cheaper stuff, right? I got some 17 HMR. I think it's a Savage, little bolt action Savage. I inherited that too. That's a cheaper firearm, but it works and it shoots. I would go shoot then. See, the thing is, if I had to drive too, I don't even think I'd come home the same night. I'd just pop a hotel room and come back the next day. I used to do a lot of driving, or like riding in the club, and we'd ride someplace, be there all day, then have to ride home 6 hours at night. I got to the point where I'll just stay the night. I don't want to drive home after being somewhere late. I don't enjoy it, so I'll just stay in a hotel room, get up the next morning, eat my continental breakfast, and cruise home. Most of the hotels give government employee discounts, so I mean, most of the hotel rooms are cutting like 50%, so it makes it a little easier to say I don't want to drive home and it be late. I'll just stay the night and come home the next morning. Like if we went and shot any of the matches now, I'd either have to burn that vacation day or a paid leave day, or I suppose I could use points and call in, but trying to save them. So I own one 38 special only firearm. I have a couple 357 Magnums that I'll fire 38 special. The 38 special I own is a Smith & Wesson J-frame. It's a bodyguard. As far as shooting it, it's a very lightweight gun. So even with 38 special, it barks a little bit. The trigger's not great, but I have it. It's got a purpose and a place. It's a firearm I leave in one of my vehicles. So it'll work on a full-size 357 Magnum gun. Like I have a GP100 that's a 4-inch barrel. 38 special is just, it's a little, it makes it feel like a little pop gun. There's no real recoil there, and it's not very loud, and it shoots 38 specials fairly accurately, as accurate as it would the 357 Magnums. 38 special is not inexpensive. It's not real expensive. I think if you were asking should you buy a 38 special, I would tell you to buy a 357 Magnum, because a 357 Magnum you can shoot 38 special. So it makes more sense for somebody to buy a 357 Magnum than a 38 special only. The bodyguard I bought it in 38 special because of the size and the weight of it, and I have plus P's in it, so it's equivalent to a 357 Magnum, but fuck. I still feel like a bag of shit. I was tired and worn out on Friday. I'm still just as tired and worn out today. I don't know why, just tired and worn out. Jay Lee, I'll let the other guys answer that. No, I don't have a 1014. D-Dog, what do you think of SIGs? So like the SIG 226, I'm not a big fan of. To me, it was always a bulky gun. There's a Glock 17 on the table right now. That's the digital camo model. It's a Gen 3 Glock 17. Can't really tell because of the camo on it, but I did millwork on that in school too. I did the front cock and serrations on it, and that was really all I did on it. But I changed the front sight, rear sight, and then fit a barrel. It's probably a good gun for her. So a Glock 18 is a full auto Glock. On the transferable market, there's very, very few, less than 100. I do not own a Glock 18. It would be a very expensive firearm to have. So best shooting would be kind of subjective. As far as accuracy, all three of the Checkmates that are up there are extremely accurate. Obviously, two of them have a red dot on it, and the third doesn't. For just standard 9mm ammunition, the Tactical Sport Orange 2 is a very soft shooting firearm. Now when I shoot the same 9mm ammo out of my Checkmate, you're not really getting much out of the comp, but it's also very light shooting, or very light recoil firearm. I prefer CZ over Beretta, again because I'm left-handed. The second one down from the top is a CZ Checkmate. I don't know what the turret eagle is. I'm assuming Desert Eagle. Yes, I have a Desert Eagle. Usually 124. I reload all my ammo, but I usually use a 124 in my race gun. Last year, about 2 months into it, I started running a 115, and in that gun, I prefer the 115 because I get more gas, more powdered in the cartridge. More powder means more gas, which means more compensation on the gun. A 115 with that, it shoots extremely flat. The 124s in that gun, I always felt like they needed more gas, so I tried 115s. I think I asked D-Dog about what he ran a few times, and he told me 115, so I tried it, and I do like 115s in that. I do have an AK. I'm not sure what you mean by RK, but RPKs, I have 2 RPKs. So in the regular 9mm, the 124 shoot flat. 147s are nice, but what I notice with 124s is because the bullet is long, they like to give a little bulge in the brass, because 9mm brass is tapered, and because the 147 bullet's so long, you'll sometimes get a little bulge in the brass, and I've had a lot of malfunctions caused by that. And obviously, after we're loading them, we do our final case check. We'll set them aside, but they get mixed through. Big O, how are you doing? Yep, I got the Barrett out today. All right, Michael, I appreciate it. 147, yeah, they're easy to suppress because they're subsonic. So that's the advantage of them, is they're slow. They, as far as like recoil feeling, 147s are usually the softest recoiling, but again, because it's a long bullet and a piece of tapered brass. I have one 300 Blackout. I built it for my oldest. We've only shot it a few times. I have a bunch of brass and bullets and powder and everything. I haven't done a lot of testing with it because it's like I said, I built it for my oldest. So I'm trying to get him to get off his ass and come over, and we'll load up some ammunition for it and work it up, and we'll take it out and play with it. But I have one, it's just not something I mess with. I built it for him for Christmas. It's a 16-inch barrel with a 300 Blackouts. It's got pistol length gas system, so that's what that one has. It's got I think it's a 10-inch aluminum forearm on it. It's like old DPMS, just round forearm. And it's just all ER-15 parts from that point on. I think if you're gonna run it, you gotta set them up, because otherwise they don't like to cycle. What barrel twist are you using for them? I do. I have a few revolvers. I have a couple that are 22 long rifles. I have one that's a convertible 22 long rifle, or you change the cylinder. For both of them, Jaylee, you change the cylinder, you get 22 Magnum. I have a 357 38 Taurus. I have a GP 100 that's 357 38. I have that Smith & Wesson J frame that's 38. I have a couple other 22 long rifles, old ones. I think one of them is even 22 short. So I have a few revolvers, not a lot. Perfect. So when I get done with the live, I'll get on there and we'll check it out. Did you see how to add sounds? The other thing I'll say is when you set it up, make sure that you... I almost always put do not allow remix. They can use the audio, but not the actual video. I don't own any airsofts. My middle son has a few. I had one years ago. It was UTG. Use the sounds. It helps push the video. That's why everybody uses the sound clips or sound trends, or they pick a song. It does help push the video. Even if, like, when you use a sound clip, you can turn the volume all the way down on that sound clip, and YouTube doesn't know the difference. I'm not sure what or how far the projectile will actually travel. I mean, it's in excess of 4 miles. If people shoot them, I mean, they shoot them well over a mile accurately. But I'm not sure how far the actual projectile will travel. So normal, like 30-06 cartridge will go about 4 miles. A 22 long rifle is between a mile and a mile and a half. I think 308 is about the same. It's about 4 miles. So how far a 50 BMG goes, I honestly don't know. I never looked it up. I know when we shoot it, we make sure we have a very good backstop. The very first time we shot that rifle, we shot at a 50-yard target. I wanted to make sure it was zeroed, or at least knew where the firearm was pointed. And we watched the projectile exit the 50-yard backstop and then bounce down range. My son shot it, and we actually recovered his projectile, and it clearly penetrated the backstop. So we switched to the old side of the range, which is like a size of a fucking small mountain for a backstop, very, very thick. But the range we were on is perfectly fine for most rifles, but the 50 BMG was cleanly passing through the backstops. So gave me a little bit more respect for the rifle. Definitely penetrates. The 50 BMG though is a cool gun to shoot. And actually, when you shoot it, it pulls air out of your lungs. You know, most guns they don't do that. I mean, I know where Finland is on the map. I wouldn't be able to sit here and quote a bunch of facts to you about Finland, but I'm familiar with it as a country. Is that where you're at, is Finland? No, there's nothing like that. You can buy 50 BMG uppers that fit on AR-15 lowers. They're not as available as they used to be, but there's still a few companies that make them. They're not a big monster manufacturer, so they're limited. But they're bolt actions. They're not semi-auto. But yeah, to my knowledge, there is no barrel conversion that would fit a shotgun frame. I'm curious what PSA is going to do. It looks like they have that semi-auto 50 that they're going to be introducing. I'm curious what the price range is on that. If it's $3,000 to $5,000, it'll probably be successful. If it's anything more than that, people aren't going to pick it up. They'll pass on it. I'm not sure about that, because I know my 100-yard zero to a 600-yard zero is quite a bit different. But other than that, Patriot, how are you doing? Good to see you. I don't know what you mean by a wildly Magnum. That's not something I'm familiar with. Patriot, I'll catch you in your live later too. Like I always try to do bedtime. It's kind of weird to be laying there in bed chatting with you, but I look forward to it. Yeah, I don't never looked them up either. I want to chronograph my 50 here, but I'm worried about destroying the chronograph. So I'm about due for a new one, so maybe when I pick up a new one, we'll check it out. I don't think that was a Wiley, it was a Webley. I know exactly the gun you're talking about. I watched that movie when I was a kid. It was a Webley, because he even made reference to it that Webley was coming to visit or something. But that's a good movie. All the Death Wishes, 1, 2, and 3 were good movies. D-Dog, welcome back. Wisconsin. It's in America if you're in Finland. kind of middle America. Central America, I guess they call it. If you're familiar with the Mississippi River, the Mississippi River runs down one side of our state. Lake Michigan is on the other side of our state, and Lake Superior is on the northern side of my state. D-Dog, what do you think of SIGs? I think Jay Lee was asking what people think about SIGs. What's up, Jonah? Made sure I got a bird out for you today. Let's see it there on the bottom, second from the bottom. There you go, Patriot. Well, if you figure out the ticket to going viral, you let me know. Seems like any of the gun content gets pushed weirdly. All the YouTube stuff is so weird the way it gets pushed. Some things they get going in that algorithm and other stuff doesn't. I appreciate Jonah. I think rather than focusing on shorts, I'm gonna keep doing these lives until we get into spring shooting. Once we're in spring shooting, I'll focus on some of them shorts again with just our matches. But I will actually start doing some videos. But we'll see how it goes. I've had a lot I've wanted to do, but it hasn't seemed to make a lot of sense to burn through a lot of firearms I have to make some content that are going to get very low views just because of subscribers, right? There you go. I'm not familiar with a Norinco P226. I didn't know Norinco manufactured or exported anything like that. That's new to me. In the States here, there's very few Norinco products. Everything is pre, what was it? Pre-89 or pre-90 something, because they imposed a small arms embargo against China. So you don't see too many modern Norinco products. You'll see now like some of the SKSs come in that are all CNR, Centurion War Relic. You'll see the earlier SKSs, like I have a couple, two of them, that are all late 80s import, but you know, you don't see any Chinese ammunition or anything anymore. It's very hard. So that's why I'm using the lives. I mean, if I'm gonna sit here and make a video and it's gonna take me an hour or 2 hours, I might as well sit here with a live and just have a conversation with you. And with that being said, like was pointed out to me earlier, just like with zombies, do a double tap that screen, give me a like, consider subscribing to my channel. I appreciate it. Patriot Arms, consider subscribing to his channel. D-Dog Tactical, please consider subscribing to his channel. Stifler Manufacturing, he's been a really cool shit to have on the channel. Consider subscribing to his. And if I'm forgetting some of you guys, I apologize. But Orange Smoke, I think he just posted a video. He's on here. I can't remember Sam's channel. Yeah, you bet, Stifler. I appreciate you being on here, man. I appreciate what you're doing. I'm really looking forward to that race gun you're building for us. But, sit here with you guys no matter what day of the week, and just burn some time and have conversations. It's pretty awesome. I enjoy it. Live is hard. I mean, sit here and try to talk to fill some time is tough. But I enjoy it when we conversate. I have a MP5 clone, so I have a PTR. Relatively new to that. I picked that up in the fall. Yeah, no problem, man. I appreciate you. I mean, as longer I get into this YouTube stuff, the more I realize that there's some things I really like about it. I really like being able to connect with you guys. I like to be able to share the hobby, the interest, the passion. And I have, I don't know, maybe 8 or 9 channels that I talk to all the time. I mean, I make a point every day I check their stuff to see if they have any new content so I can make sure I get on there. So the PTR, we've only shot a couple times now, but I will admit, I do like it. It's a good shooting rifle. It's got a fluted chamber. So it kind of destroys the brass. And we've sized it and tried loading it, and it loads, but there's still marks left in it. I'm in Wisconsin, so if you're in Michigan, I'm on just the other side of the lake. I wish the triggers for the MP5s or MP5 clones were cheaper. I'm definitely going to be getting one. I don't think it'll be till the end of shooting season. Like I said last time we talked, I got some things in the works. I have that Zev Hyper Comp I'm working on, and I have that Y2K I'm working on. So without zeroing my accounts completely out, I just got to keep working and paying on them. I get a lot of people that say stupid things, and I'll usually just boot them. You can tell when it's kids just being kids, and it's okay. I'd rather have people ask questions or participate in a conversation than talk stupid. I've built some ARs. I've actually done the 80% kits where I got the jig and I'll mill them out. That's all right. It's something different. It's kind of cool milling your own stuff out. The reset triggers, like the binary, I got mixed reactions about them. I want to get one of the Timney drop-in triggers, or there's another company out there, and I'm sorry for losing it, but something like that. So my daughter will use that. Hopefully this year is the plan. She'll be shooting that carbine for Steel Challenge. You can't have binary triggers. At least you can't use a binary trigger. So to pay that money for a trigger that we can't use for anything more than playing doesn't make sense. To buy a good trigger to put in the gun makes sense to me. Yeah, they're gonna hate it. It is what it is. You know, in the realm too, if somebody wants to come on here and say some stupid shit, they're still viewing the video. I still get credit for it. I still get credit for the engagement. PCCs are fun. As I've learned, the AR9s, and I have a few of them, there's a lot of issues with them. And the more issues I try to work through with them, the more other issues pop up. So I appreciate it. Well, the Timney trigger would be for the that MP5 clone. It wouldn't be for a Glock or something. .45s are all right. I think the best caliber out there right now, if you want something that hits hard like a 45 or whatever, 10 millimeters probably where it's at. Yeah, the Zev Hypercomp. No, I don't think there's anything I'm gonna have to do to that. It's pretty decent. Like I said, I'm in no hurry to pay it off, but it'll be paid off. See, I buy a lot of guns on layaway. I mean, I'm not a rich person either. It may seem like I have money to burn, but I buy a gun, I order it, and I'll pay on it for a couple months, and when it's paid off, I'll get another one. It's like an alimony payment to me. Every couple weeks when I get paid, I stop in the gun store, and I give them their cut. That's how I got and have gotten a lot of firearms now. Like my Checkmates, I paid cash for. My Barrett, obviously. All the pistols, with the exception of the TSO2, I paid on. That one took me a couple months to pay off. Yeah, the shadow system too. It's not a bad trigger in the gun. I mean, if it were my primary gun or something I were gonna shoot versus my daughter, I would definitely consider putting a better trigger in it. But it's gonna be my daughter shooting it, so to have that trigger that's right around 4 pounds right now is acceptable for her. How many cannons do you have, Jaylee? I know we've talked about it a little bit. And I don't recall if I've asked how many. The stacked baffles are probably better if you get a baffle strike, so you can just change out the baffles. You have 19 of them. That's a good amount of suppressors. Yeah, my kids shoot competition. That's really what I like doing. I like taking them out and shooting. My daughter's at a match right now. She's shooting NRA junior marksmanship, so she's competing right now. What kind of shotgun can you have? I wouldn't mind having one on a shotgun. It'd be nice for like duck hunting rather than blowing out your ears, but I don't really hunt anymore, so it'd still be cool, I guess. I appreciate it. Salvo 12. A300. There you go. Do them build up with the like the plastic wadding like the barrels will? Uh, I have knowledge in certain places and others I lack. Um, I share what I learn, and all my learning uh, is from experience. Um, and other people's experience varies, so we may have difference of opinion. But I've been playing with firearms a long time. I had a shop where I built custom guns, uh, and I sold firearms. Um, and I like to shoot. I have a I have a wide variety of firearms. A lot of people, when they want to try a gun, they'll buy a gun, they'll shoot it for a while, decide they like it or don't like it, and they'll move on to the next one. I do the exact same thing. I get bored, I lose interest in something, but I don't sell them. I hang on to everything. Yeah, no, they're not CZ Shadows. They're the two orange ones are. One is a Tactical Sport Orange. That's the one with the dot on it, and the one right below it's a Tactical Sport Orange too. I appreciate it. Uh, I I started putting that in the lives a couple lives ago. Um, the live right before I put that in there, I had people on there saying I was an asshole or being mean to people. So I had that sitting in my office. We'll just put it out there. That way we set the standards from the beginning. So just like you, D-Dog, I think there's probably a lot of firearms that I bought, shot for a month, and then decided I didn't like it. I think at this point, probably you, me, or a lot of other guys, they kind of know what you're looking for in a gun. If it's a competition gun, I know what I want out of it. If it's something just to play with, which I don't have a lot of just play with it guns, but like the DWX I bought, I hadn't seen one in person. I hadn't handled the full size. I did see the compact, but I hadn't handled the full size or even seen a full size in person. And it was something I was really curious about. That overzealous collector, he has one. Him and I talked about it quite a bit. And so I ordered one. I do like that gun. It's, I mean, until you have it in your hand, it's not what you think. But the shadow systems too that I bought for my daughter, I hadn't seen an MR920P. I did see just their standard. I did see the standard shadow systems, and I don't know, but that was another gun I hadn't actually put hands on until I bought one. Well, that's for Ellie. I'll let him answer that. Well, you could always become the 51st state. Um, you don't think the Tactical Sport Oranges are cool, or the CZ Checkmate? I think all three of them guns are pretty slick. I mean, between the two oranges and the Checkmate, where are we at? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So $7,000 right there and 3 pistols. So the black one, second from the top, is the gun that I compete with. The first orange gun down from the top with the black magwell is the gun my middle son shoots for competition. And then the orange right below that is one my oldest shoots. Well, don't ever delete them, just private them, because then you keep the views. Um, and I show a lot of guns on here, but I've only opened one gun safe. This is just one gun safe. I keep telling people when I hit that next level or that next number in my head, then I'll open up the next gun safe. And there's some really cool shit in there. Expensive. I have a total of 4 safes. There's nothing wrong with buying guns from pawn shops. I've bought a handful of guns from pawn shops over the years. Some were great and some weren't. So the stuff I have in my big safe, um, that's a lot of the stuff I use a lot, or more than the rest. So when I pull stuff out of there, it's usually easiest to get stuff out of. You can get some good deals on used guns. You can also get some guns that are dog shit that people got rid of just because. I bought years ago, it was a Smith & Wesson 686, and I didn't peek it when I bought it, but when I went out and shot it, the cylinder gap was eroded to the point where I actually had a bunch of unburned powder, and it burnt, just not in the cartridge, but it ended up embedded in my skin. It was crazy. So that would be a smoking deal, $500. Hell yeah. I wouldn't mind picking up another one. That's the thing with firearms, man. There's always more you want or want to try. All right, Patriot. I'll catch you later. If you guys don't know, Patriot Arms does a Sunday night live. Usually starts somewhere between 7 to 8 o'clock. Goes for a couple hours. Check his stuff out. Really, $200? That's another smoking buy. It's like this year yet, I have three more actually, because I have a 22 Mark IV light I have to buy for my middle son. I promised him one, but I have a Kimber Y2K that's coming, and I have a Zev Hypercomp that'll be coming. But I'm in no hurry to pay them off, so when I get them, I get them. They'll be before Christmas. They'll be at this year, probably towards the end of summer. I could pay them off sooner, but that would cut into my shooting time this summer. So when I mentioned it to the guy, he said you get them, and I pay on them. All right, Jonah, we'll see you in a little bit. The local pawn shop we have right now, they have a P38, a German Luger World War II bringback, and I really want to get it. Wisconsin, I think I've told you that before. I really want to get it. They want $1,400 for it, but I think that's overpriced for the conditions, and it's in rough shape, and they've had it in there for a long time. I think if the gun were like $1,100 or $1,200, they would have sold it. I would have bought it, but for 14, I think it's just a little overpriced. And when I've talked to them about the price, they keep telling me, "Look, man, a lot of people come in and look at it, and a lot of time they'll come and buy other stuff while they're here." No Canadian, Wisconsin, man. I mean, I think everybody up in Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan all have a similar accent. So that'd be a slick buy too. Is it the Walther P08, or is it the like the PP or the PPK? PP. I think I was saying earlier, I want to get a PPK. Part of it because it's a cool historical firearm, and part of it is just because I want to ask people if they want to see my PP. So that's one at some point I'll pick up. I keep looking at them. They're around $700-800. I'd want the stainless one. A 7.62. So I'd want the stainless one, but kind of a cool gun. I know they make them in 22 long rifle too, and they're like $400, but I want the one in 380. But y'all can't tell me it wouldn't be funny as hell asking people if they want to see your PP. Yeah, I think Illinois. Uh, I there's some words or some like ways you can tell that you're more of a northern state. But I think Chicago, at least people I know from Chicago, they have it's a mix between that northern and southern draw. Uh, but like south of Chicago, when you get down to Bloomington or Decatur or any of that, you can definitely start picking up at that southern draw to them. Chicago is one of them. They almost have their like own type accent. Like you hear somebody from Brooklyn, right? Yeah, right there. You're just saying that as it popped up in the screen. You start hearing that people from like Brooklyn, and man, you know where they're from, or New Jersey accents. You can pick that out of a crowd. Uh, you know, people have different accents, and some of it's like very distinct. Northern Minnesota, they have a very very distinct accent too. You can pick up people from northern Minnesota. Um, like I never thought I had an accent of any kind, and when I do a lot of riding, you go down south or out west or any place, there's people that they could pick up that was Wisconsin accent, and listen to myself on videos, I can pick it up. I can hear it. Um, but every state has their own little way of talking or pronouncing words. I think a lot of it's weird because, like, if you watch TV or the news, different news broadcasts throughout the country, they actually go to speech training, and I never knew this, but they actually get trained to speak with no accent. Obviously there's still New York accents or stuff that people use, but a lot of these people that are talking, they actually speak with no accent, and they go to school to learn that. I never knew that until a few years ago. Kind of interesting. Patriot Arms, it's funny listening to him. If you do check his channel out, he's from northern Minnesota, and man, that boy's got that more northern Minnesota accent. I'm the free kind that believes in constitutional rights. Doesn't believe in people treading on my rights, my beliefs. Fourth generation. I'm not a fourth generation. I'm actually a second generation. My grandparents immigrated from Germany. Yeah, I agree with that. I think the funny thing too with people with accents is the older they get, obviously the more obvious it is. But like when you're in school, you're being taught how to speak, how to pronounce words, how to sound out vowels and all that stuff. So younger people, that accent isn't as common. But once you start getting older, I think it's a lot easier to pick up people's accents. Are you saying I'm not an American? You do start picking it up. I got some cousins up in the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and they talk like Canadians. They do a lot of that. hey, or a. You know what I'm talking about? A. It's funny. The next thing you know, because you're around them, you come home and you're saying the same stupid words, and you catch yourself doing it. You're like, no, no, no. I need to stop that. No. I have revolvers, man. I mean, I got a small table, right? You can only fit so many guns on there. My last live, I had revolvers. I think the live or two before that, I had revolvers on there. I wanted to do this one, and I didn't want to just have the Barrett on it, so I threw some other pistols on here for filler. I know Jonah likes Berettas. I half expected him to come on. D-Dog likes CZs, so I threw them up there. And I always have people asking if I have a 1911, so we threw that on there. These are all things that I've shown on this channel in shorts or videos. The Barrett, I shoot a lot, but I wanted to put the Barrett out. I'll tell you this too, if you own more firearms than me, then hats off to you, because I own quite a few. And I'm not in any any competition that I own more guns or less guns or better guns or worse guns than anybody. I own firearms that I like. I own firearms that I enjoy shooting. I have a few things just like the Barrett that as a little kid I wanted one. And at some point in my life I was able to get one. So the CZs, I enjoy competing with them. My 1911 I have, that was the first 1911 I ever got. I've had lots since then, and I've only kept a couple. I did a lot of work on that when I was in school. That's probably why it's sentimental to me. I used to shoot it a lot for IDPA, and then I started getting holster wear on it, and I actually like the gun enough and has enough sentimental reason value to me that I stopped shooting it for competition. Sorry, man. I mean, I don't know that I have a Canadian accent, but if I do, okay. I can tell you I don't call ham Canadian bacon. I know the difference between ham and Canadian bacon. I don't drink maple syrup like soda, but you know, there's a lot of different people, like I was just saying. You know, I associate with a lot of different people on here quite a bit. Some people are from Texas, some are from Michigan, some are from Ohio. We got people from Minnesota, we got people from Wisconsin. I got a guy on here I associate with a lot from New Jersey. I got some people I associate a lot with in Florida. Nobody in California. California seems to really dislike firearms. Well, now we got somebody from Kansas, right? I can tell you this, people I know that are from Kansas, they definitely have an accent. That's all right. How do you like New Mexico? Yeah, California compliant gives everybody heebie-jeebies. What do you mean by real American? I'm not sure. You have to define that a little better. I'm not sure what you mean. You mean it's, I'll let you describe it. You're from California? Well, welcome. Welcome from California. How are you doing? Do you dislike firearms, or is that just everybody else? And whereabouts in California you're from? I asked that because I'm going to ask you about fires. Yeah, I appreciate it. Hunting's a lot of fun. It's alright. I don't hunt like I used to. I shouldn't say like I used to. I don't hunt anymore. I did enjoy it. I used to do a lot of squirrel hunting, duck hunting, pheasant hunting, deer, um, turkeys. I always liked the spring turkey hunt. Iowa here. There you go. What's the weather like in Iowa today? Except the movie stars. Yeah, squeaky wheel gets the grease. What do you own for firearms? I'm just curious what, being you're from California, what type of stuff you own. Man, 56. That'd be alright. I think it's like 21 degrees out when I looked at it earlier. It's cold. D-Dog, what's the weather like by you? What's the temperature? I think Arizona and Wisconsin is similar, just our seasons are different. So for us in Wisconsin in the wintertime, everybody stays inside, right? It's too cold. Where like Arizona, I think in the summertime, you guys probably stay inside because it's too hot. 75 degrees. God damn, that's too nice. Okay. What's the weather like in Oklahoma today? Time for the beach. Yeah, 75 degrees. I'd be swimming in that. I only go swimming up to about my knees. I'm old now, and I don't like going past my knees. Man, beautiful weather. You guys, yeah, it's cold. It's cold here. It's warming up though. It was actually pretty warm this last week, which was a nice break. But we're just hitting March now. It'll start warming up to the 20s, 30s, but now we get a lot of snow usually. Usually somewhere in the second and third week of March, we get just a ton of snow. And we almost always, same time of year, we'll get a week, maybe a week and a half of 60, 70 degree weather. Then it'll get cold again. And usually by like the third week, fourth week in April, it's hitting that 50, 60 degree high. $56 degrees. Huh. I would have thought it'd be warmer in Santa Fe. You guys have elevation though. You're up in, it's not flatlands. You're starting to hit that mountain range, right? And I'm guessing. I'm not familiar with the terrain in New Mexico, but yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought. You guys had some elevation on you. What part of Oklahoma are you in? 65 wouldn't be bad. I'd be alright with that. The heat would be off and the windows would be open. How are you doing? Thanks for joining the chat. Hey, if you guys haven't, double tap that screen, give it some likes. Consider hitting the subscribe button. Which CZ? There's 3 of them up there. No SPO1s up here today. So from the bottom up, the CZs, the first orange one is a Tactical Sport 2. The second orange one is a Tactical Sport Orange. It's just the orange one. And then the second gun from the top, the all black one, is a CZ Checkmate. I do have 2 SPO1s, but they're not out here. Uh, 2011, I don't. So the Chicago's kind of weird. There's a lot of weather patterns that'll hit the southern part of Wisconsin, and kind of just at Chicago and all that, and miss us. But in 2011, I mean, we get snowstorms just like you guys every year. So I used to go to Chicago a lot, and you guys used to be, you'd have pretty different weather than us. It was usually warmer, but like a lot of the snowstorms, they get pushed south because of Lake Michigan. It'll kind of divert it. And just like the area I'm at, we have a really big lake. It's the biggest lake in the state. My city, kind of my county, gets missed by a lot of storms, be it rainstorms, windstorms, and snowstorms, because the lake will actually divert. It'll break up the weather pattern, and it'll go south and north of us. It is a 50 cal. It's a Barrett M82 50 BMG. I figure I'd flex today, so everybody does lives. And people got some really cool stuff on there. Like Muzzlebrook's got some real cool stuff. Pistol Pete, a lot of that stuff. So I figured we'd flex today and we'd get the Barrett out. That's just something you don't see in anybody's channel ever. Yeah. It's kind of what happens with Lake Michigan is we'll get the weather fronts from Minnesota, and as it starts coming over the state, it'll either nosedive and it'll hit the southern part of Wisconsin and hammer northern Illinois, or if it gets pushed up, I mean, it'll come right across. You can see usually a line coming across the southern part of Wisconsin, and it'll go like straight up, and it'll just hammer us. But it's, with, like I said, that big lake by me, it's really weird because you can watch it on radar, and it'll break the storms, especially 2 times a year, especially in the early spring when the lake is still frozen and the weather's real warm and we get good intense storms. That'll really divert a storm. Or in the late part of or the early part of fall when the water temperature is still real warm, it'll do the same thing. It'll push that storm apart. The 2 pistols from the top, one is a Gerson MC Deluxe, the other one is a CZ Checkmate. So with these lives, I've always tried doing it with daylighting. My wife just bought me a light to be able to use. I don't have any experience with that macro, Jay Lee. What's going on, Harley? How'd you shoot? Where's the target?
I forgot it.
What do you mean you forgot it?
I swear I had it in my hands, but I guess I didn't.
How'd you shoot?
I got a 46 out of 100.
46 out of 100. Just had a rough day.
Yeah.
That's alright. Can't win them all.
No. Dad, if they ask, those holes are about like this.
Uh,
This big.
yeah. A CZ Checkmate is CZ's open division competition pistol. That's the best it gets. That's their top line product. They have another version of it called a Parrot. The difference between a Parrot and a Checkmate is the Parrot's got grips that are colored, a magwell that's colored, charging handle that's colored, their optic mount's colored. It's all like red, green, blue, purple, orange, and then the hammer's flat instead of a slight thing. But the Checkmate is CZ's top of line competition pistol. I could explain more about that if you're interested, but we can just leave it at that. They have a frame mounted optic. They have the compensated barrel. Mine came with 2 barrels and a sight block, so I can take the comp off. I can take the optics off and use it in a different division. But as far as CZ goes, that's the top of line. I actually have a couple of them. They're chambered in 9mm, but they fire 9mm major. So for instance, a 115 grain standard 9mm projectile shoots 1150 feet per second. The 9mm major shoots that same bullet at 1500 feet per second. The gun on the very bottom right is a 45 ACP. Currently speaking, I only own 2 45s, and they're both 1911s. One's the full-size Colt here, and then I have a commander length. So 9mm major, it's a competition load designed for compensated pistols. Most handguns out there, if you put that load in there, you blow up the gun. So you're not going to find a whole lot of information on it. There's nothing in the loading manual that says 9mm major. It's a Wildcat type cartridge. What's going on? So if you're into competition, the way the competition scoring works is you have what's called minor divisions, or minor scoring, sorry, and then you have major scoring. Major scoring it's how powerful your cartridge is. A more powerful cartridge gets scored a little bit better than a lighter like 9mm cartridge. Well, Orange Smoke, I think you should get that Checkmate, and I think we should get you set up for shooting USPSA. I don't think you'd be disappointed. Any CZ is a good CZ. The Shadow 2 you'd like, but if you're contemplating selling a Desert Eagle, I mean, you're into that gun, what, $2 grand-ish? About, I would guess. So that would that'd get you almost into a Checkmate. It definitely gets you a Tactical Sport Orange 2 or a Tactical Sport Orange. It would also get you a DWX, or close to. The DWX is a super nice shooting gun. I really like that. Super accurate. I don't have a dot on it, so I can't compare it to red dots. But I know with iron sights, I shoot that gun better than anything else I own with iron sights. It's incredibly, it's just a tack driver. It goes exactly where it's supposed to be. Alright, man, well, I appreciate it. It is a 50 BMG, it's a Barrett. Have you seen any other 50 BMGs in lives? DWX is a good buy. I think the Shadow 2, the Tactical Sport Orange 2 and the DWX are the same money. They're both $2,200. The DWX I got is optics ready. it came with 2 magazines. The Tactical Sport Orange, which 50 do you have? The Tactical Sport Orange 2 is not optics ready, but you can buy a plate for the dovetail for the rear sight. They come with 3 magazines. They have a gas pedal from the factory. It's a full competition gun. The DWX, it's something that could be used in competition for sure, but it's missing some of the features that you would want. So at $2,200, you're going to spend extra money to get them things, such as a mag well. You can't install a gas pedal to it. You'd have to have some work done. I think the Tactical Sport Orange 2 is a better buy, bang for your buck, than a Dan Wesson. But the Dan Wesson is the absolute flattest, smoothest shooting pistol I have. It's super soft shooting. And it's followed secondary by that Tactical Sport Orange 2. They are. So you wouldn't think it. The Shadow 2 is a great gun. And like I keep saying, most people are going to be happy with that. They're never going to want to change and go up. But once you go up a little bit and you get into like the Tactical Sport Orange or the Racing Greens, or I mean, there is a difference in the way the firearm feels, fits, and functions. And then you go from there into like the Tactical Sport Checkmate or the Parrot, and again, there's big differences in the way the firearm feels, functions, and performs. But personally, the Barrett 52, 92 or 52. Which Barrett do you have? There's like, what is there, 4 or 5 of them? There's 2 different variants that are semi-auto. One's a single shot, one's a repeat and bolt action. So it's magazine fed. I think if I were going to tell somebody the different, or which they should buy, the Tactical Sport Orange 2 or the DWX, if you were going to compete with it, I would tell you to buy the Tactical Sport Orange 2. They are way more accurate. I can say this too. I have found, and again, diminishing returns, and you're buying for things. My SPO1s are great shooting guns. The Shadow 2 is a little more accurate, and on up from there, the Tactical Sport Orange and TSO2, they're even more accurate. So I don't want to say all you're buying is cosmetics or feel, because you are gaining in accuracy. It would be nice if these guys would build, their top of the line gun and have it the same prices as the Shadow 2, but they're not. Says, I'm an asshole, not running for anything, I just wanted a sign. So I can't show the CZs any better than they are in this live. I am not able to touch them or handle them in any way, or I get in trouble and get a strike and they shut the video down. If you want to see them, there is shorts on them being shot or showing the gun a little bit. I was looking through my videos last night. Even just the last 3 months, there's a bunch of videos that show every one of these guns that are out in better detail. A lot of people seem to like this sign. A few lives ago, I had people telling me I was being mean or whatever, and I had that sign in my office. I'm like, I'll just put it out and then nobody has the expectation that it would be anything other than an asshole. So I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful, but let's just establish right away an expectation, and if I meet it or don't meet it, at least there's a standard that's been established. Oh. The CZ 75 BD, they're pretty nice. That was actually the first CZ I ever fired. Guy who got me into competition shooting. They absolutely do. But yeah, first CZ I ever fired was CZ 75 BD. Guy who got me into the competition shooting years ago and got me into reloading. He had bought one, and I liked it. But what I didn't like about it was the size the size of the slide. I thought it was small, and because of that, I never even considered owning a CZ. Then a few years ago, I don't know, 4 years ago now or whatever, I was buying a new Glock 26. I was gonna gift my oldest my carry gun I had, which was a Glock 26 Gen 4. And while I was standing there waiting for my paperwork to come through, they had a CZ PCR sitting there too. And just for curiosity, I picked it up and I looked at it, and man, I fell in love with that gun instantly. I loved the way it felt, the way it points. So I bought that too. Like 2 or 3 weeks later, I bought my next CZ, which was a CZ SP01 Tactical, so that's the decocker. I liked that. I didn't like the trigger, but I liked the gun. It's definitely accurate. Maybe 3 or 4 months after that, I was going to buy the Shadow 2, and I decided to buy the SP01 Competition. And then like a week after that, I bought the Shadow 2. And a couple weeks after that, maybe a month, I bought the first Tactical Sport Orange. And then I did the auction for my first Checkmate. And then I bought a second Checkmate. And this last spring, I bought the first TSO2. A couple months later, I bought my second Tactical Sport Orange 2. So that's how I got into CZs. I appreciate it. I definitely dig it out or check them out. It's fun sharing your stuff. You'll get people that'll love it. You'll get people that dislike it. And you get people that'll talk crap about why do you show your firearms? Well, because I can, because I want to, because I like sharing, because I don't think owning a firearm is something that's hush-hush and should be secret. I like showing firearms like this. I mean, y'all been watching. Have you seen a single gun jump off this table, load itself, run out, and do some horrible acts of violence? It doesn't happen. So it's interesting to connect with people that share a hobby or a passion. It's funny when you watch shorts with people and they're all flexing with high points, or they're flexing with their Glock and their ARP. And I'll admit, sometimes I'm an ass to them guys. It's like, you have a Glock. You don't have anything special or unique or cool. Understand that, you know. If you're gonna show a firearm, show something cool that not everybody owns. You know, show a video out shooting the gun and being accurate with it. You know, but a lot of these people, No, this isn't all I have, man. Come on. Clearly you haven't been watching the channel. Yeah, there's like I said, there's some really cool people that I've connected with. And these are people that if it wasn't for YouTube, I would have never met. It is the Hoodlums. So you're probably familiar with my other channel than my Black Hoodlums channel. I troll them guys with that one pretty hard. But in my defense, when I'm actually trolling somebody, I tell them why I'm trolling them. I always tell them, hey man, if you don't want to be treated like a meme, don't act like a meme. Well, I don't know what else is small. Go ahead and let's see what you have to say and see if you don't get booted from the channel. I don't even know what that means. Yeah, I mean, you're about to get booted, right? So, with that, the best part is I didn't boot you. You can still watch. You're just never going to be able to post again. So, enjoy with that. Yeah, like I said, Ammo Alchemist, D-Dog Tactical, Patriot Arms. If you've never looked at Overzealous, Gun Collector, he's pretty down to earth guy. Them are all people that I really enjoy talking to. Fuba is phenomenal too. I dig him. He's got a lot of really good sound clips if you want to get some stuff pushed into some videos. His stuff is funny because he'll straight troll people for being trolls, and man, he's hilarious. 2A Ninja, he's a really good channel. I've tried connecting with him a little bit. I've commented on a lot of videos and stuff and tried having conversations, and for whatever reason, he kind of seems to blow me off. So that's fine. I ain't trying to be his best friend. There's a bunch more channels, but unfortunately, I don't know them enough off my head. I haven't been interacting with them long enough to tell you what they are. Sam something, he talks about that Buck AK. I'm new to his channel, but man, dude seems hilarious. Absolutely funny. You like that Glock 48? See them, like the 48 and the 47. I haven't even picked one of them up and held it yet. I couldn't tell you if it's something better or worse than a 17. Huh. My oldest just pulled up. We'll see what he's up to. A lot of people like 19s. It's a good multi-purpose gun. No, I don't think I've ever seen that channel. If you leave me a comment in my in one of my videos or shorts with that channel name, I'll check it out. But like I said many times, once I end this live, all these messages go away, so I don't have a way to go back and look at them. My middle son were here, I'd have him pull the channel up, but he's not here. It's just my daughter. And my oldest, I don't know what he's doing here. With his girlfriend. Man, she's got some big old titties. Good job, son. Hey, what's going on?
Bring stuff in.
Oh, what's Che doing?
He's helping.
Oh. That'd be okay. Hey, Gage.
Yeah?
Look up the channel. Oh, fuck. Pursuit of Accuracy. Yeah, Orange Smoke was just telling me about that. Pursuit of Accuracy. See it there?
Find him.
I generally stick with the same pistol. I don't do a lot of switching. But there's times like I'll carry a revolver, you know, a pocket gun versus having a holster. But generally, I carry my same gun. That's just a Glock 26. Make sure they don't come over here, please. Oh, if there's gonna be all this chaos going on, I'm gonna get done here. I'm gonna do like a 4-minute warning. I'm gonna shut this off at 2:30 because the whole family's here now, and dogs are loose, the kids are loose, my son's girlfriend's loose. Man, wish you guys could see them. They're huge, aren't they? She got some big old titties. See, you know, if he were here in here, I wouldn't be saying that, but. Congratulations to him to have something warm to cuddle up to. Did you find it?
I can't find him. He said it's Pursuit of Accuracy.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll have to search it.
He's not finding that channel. It's Che coming in.
He should be.
Maybe
Okay.
Tori is.
Okay, there it is.
I know she's here. I was just commenting that she was here.
There, your channel.
Okay, well, I'm gonna go. Wait, what's this? I wanna...
45.8 thousand subscribers.
So if you guys haven't, I'm gonna end this here in about 2 minutes. Give the channel a quick double tap for me. I'd appreciate that. Check out Orange Smoke M7. He's new to posting. Check out D-Dog Tactical, Patriot Arms. These are all people with some good channels, doing good things. So I'd appreciate it if you check them out. But double tap the screen for the likes. So that helps. That helps push this stuff into algorithms. And here in a month and a half, we'll be outside shooting again. We got some good videos that we're working on. So we'll help them get pushed into their algorithm, make it worthwhile doing it. It sucks to put any effort into a video and have it seen 20 or 30 times. So the more likes I get on videos, the better it helps push that into algorithms, which means the more it means for any of us to want to continue doing this. So I do appreciate Stifler. I do appreciate Orange Smoke. Thank you guys for hanging out and sticking around. D-Dog, if you're still here, I appreciate it. I think Ammo already left. I know Patriot already left. Any of you guys that I don't mention or haven't mentioned, it's not that I don't like you or don't appreciate you or anything else, but again, I'm working off of memory here and trying to remember everybody's channels. So, but I appreciate it. You guys have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Stay out of trouble and be good.